It's actually got a lot of bumps on it that are raised up quite a bit in the back here as you get towards the tail. Kind of looks like those spines you always imagine on a dragon going down its back. And this makes for wonderful armor. So if this animal was in a fight with another big male crocodile, this would keep the animal protected. So it's a wonderful bit of armor plating. In fact, even the ancient Egyptians and the Romans used this as armor. They would actually dry off alligator skin, prepare it, and wear it as armor. So if we look at this armor more closely, we're actually going to try and understand the structure of it. Let's take a look at one of these scutes. If we pull one off by dissecting it off here, it's actually quite hard to cut through the skin here. If this were easy to cut through, it wouldn't be very good armor, would it? We see a lot of thick skin here, a lot of connective tissue. Let's take a look at what's inside one of these. We have a whole bunch of bones here that have been cleaned off, so you don't see the skin anymore. And they actually overlap one over the next, just like this. Leaving them overlap like that allows no chinks in the armor. So these animals are quite well protected when these armor plates are overlapping.
So these scutes offer all kinds of advantages to a crocodile. Camouflage, first off, obviously protection, but also they may help the crocodile control its body temperature, which for a so-called cold-blooded animal is key to its survival.
So how would an animal with such hard armor plating on it be able to manage its temperature? You'd think that this would prevent it from being able to get its blood to the surface. Let's take a look at one of these that's been cut so we can see the inside of it. You can see very, very fine little channels running up and down here. These fine little channels are actually for blood vessels that are running up and down through the plate all the way to the surface. And then those blood vessels are going to run underneath the skin. So this animal is going to be able to absorb a lot of energy from the sun, which is going to heat up the blood vessels and then be able to carry the heat back into the animal, kind of like a big solar panel. So that is going to allow a lot of heat exchange to occur all along the back of the animal.
From its bone-crushing bite to its armour-plated solar panels, we've seen how effective the crocodile's prehistoric adaptations have been. But this animal has something else that may hold the key to its survival. It was thought that poachers had killed off the crocodile in the Ankarana region of Madagascar, but locals recently pointed scientists to a group of crocodiles living deep inside these caves. The investigating team was amazed to find crocodiles surviving in such cool conditions. These animals could be living proof that because crocodiles are cold-blooded and can slow down their body's metabolism, they can survive harsh times on a bare minimum of food and warmth. As tough as these animals are, something unusual happened to our crocodile for it to die so young. Having examined this entire animal, pathologist Alan Williams can deliver his final verdict.
If you remember, what we found in the stomach was a lot of this sort of soapy-like material, and it's got a single small stone which crocodiles are known to swallow to aid the digestion process. But apart from this and a bit of mucus, the stomach is empty, as indeed was the whole of the rest of the digestive system, which suggests to me that this crocodile hadn't been eating for quite some time. The big problem that this crocodile had, though, was in its lungs. And if you remember, when we were inflating the lungs, one of them didn't inflate particularly well. Well, there are also lots of abscesses present in this lung as well. So one here, for example, some smaller ones here, another one just here. And if we just cut into this larger abscess, it's very firm material, suggesting it's been there for some time. And we've got this lovely abscess with a thick capsule around it. That has taken weeks or longer to develop, probably enough to stop the crocodile eating. And this infection is now spread around the body. And the crocodile has been unable to cope with this particularly well, because if you look in this little jar here, the liver is floating, and they shouldn't do that. And what it's suggesting to me is that there's a lot of fat in the liver. So I think The crocodile hasn't been eating because it's been unwell. The animal has been mobilising its fat reserves, sending it to the liver to be processed, and it's basically done it so quickly, then the liver gets overloaded, and the cells swell up with all this fat, and the cells stop working. So you're really into this vicious cycle, and that's what drags the animal down at the end of the day.
Our dissection has revealed that our crocodile died of a severe lung infection and the complications that followed. But as well as solving the mystery of our animal's death, we've explored ancient anatomy that dates back to the time of the dinosaurs.
When one says that crocodiles have been around for a very long time, what one means is they haven't changed very much for a very long time. Presumably, what it means is that they've found a very satisfactory way of life, and there's no particular reason to change it.
From the outside, crocodiles may look prehistoric, but as our autopsies shown, under the skin, they're anything but primitive. In fact, their bodies are brilliantly adapted to the way they live, and surely that's why they've survived unchanged for so long. Next week, we'll be looking inside the giraffe. We'll find out how it controls its massive blood pressure, and we'll investigate new theories that explain the mystery of this animal's extraordinary neck.
It's a beautiful example of historical legacy.
Try out our animal autopsy games and test your anatomy abilities, and you can help us evolve by leaving us a comment. Go to channel4.com/Inside Nature's Giants. Next week we delve inside the giraffe. More details coming up in a moment. Next tonight, nominations and a secret eater in Big Brother.